Hi everyone! It is December 19th and I am painting, glazing. I call it painting because I'm using underglazes, but it's really kind of glazing. Glazing lots of Christmas stuff for my show I have coming up this week, next Saturday. Here's the plate I'm going to paint today. Well, I'm going to paint lots of these plates. This is just one of them. And then I did this one. Now, these will get a clear coat of glaze. So they'll be darker and shinier. And I'll post that picture. I'll add that picture. These will go in the kiln probably within the hour. As soon as I'm done with this video, I'll put a clear glaze on them and put them in the glaze kiln. Because I've got lots of stuff. I mean, I have a whole stack of plates here to glaze. And here's the other one. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm using Amaco Velvet Underglazes. I'm using these on bisqueware. I fire to cone 04 in electric kiln. This is B Mix 5. This is, I believe this is with grog. I did buy some without grog. And that might be a problem why I did some custom plates for someone with the Cincinnati stamp on them. And of course I had 2 that cracked and 2 with chips in them. And now that I think about it, it might be because I used the B mix without the grog. It's more of a porcelain mix, and it's very, it's a little more temperamental. It's good for throwing, not throwing huge things. I like it because it's so smooth, so I thought I'd try it, but that might be the reason why. But anyway, this is the one I'm going to do another one of. I actually have a whole stack of plates, but I don't have time to paint one on this one. What was I going to say? I am going to do a couple different designs. So if I do, when I do the other design, I'll make another video. So you'll probably get bombarded with videos this week because, oh my gosh, I'll be glazing like crazy. So I thought, I may as well share it, right, and say hi. I haven't done a video in a while. So anyway, let me lower you down because I know some people will be like, get on with it, lady. You see, it's getting dark outside already. I started this, well, I'll tell you while I'm glazing. I'll tell you the story. Oh, goodness. Okay, so for those who have not followed me, this is what I'm using, okay? These are Amaco Velvet Underglazes that I put into a tray. It's just a bead tray. So if you're looking on Amazon, it is, I'm trying to think what they call it. I can post a link to it, but it's basically, it's just a bead tray where these dividers are not movable. They're attached. So, and most of these are standard colors like purple, the blue, the bright red, bright yellow. This is the soft yellow, chartreuse, avocado green, turquoise, white obviously, bright orange. These are hand mixed, and then just black, brown, purple, violet. That one I mixed. But so these I like to paint like that because I like to mix them up like you would with watercolor. So, and that's my preferred way of using my underglazes. And Amaco Velvet, they're currently my favorite. I think they're very well pigmented. They don't stick to the kiln shelf. I haven't had any real issues with them except for the ultra white on dark clay. That has bubbled for me. So Let me move. I'm trying to move. Sorry, I'm trying to move some of this stuff out of the way. Okay. So I'm painting on bisqueware. I prefer you can paint on greenware. I prefer to paint on bisqueware because if I mess up, I can take it to the sink and wash it off. You can't do that with greenware. Plus, I can tell what the colors are going to be better on bisqueware. If you're painting on greenware, the colors, it's really hard to tell what color they're going to be until they're glazed. They still come out the same though. It's not a big deal either way, but so I've got some brown mixed up here. I've got brown and some white. I think I'm going to add a little more brown because I don't think I have enough here. I've been doing plates and snowman mugs and a whole bunches. I can't wait to show you these snowman candlesticks. I don't think I did a video on them. If they turn out well, I'll do a video on them. Let me know if you want a video on this. And I am going to do a video on the Christmas tree. I keep promising that. But now I'm like in a time crunch because I've got this show coming up. I hope you can see okay here. Okay, so I mix a little bit of brown, a little bit of white, and this is how I start my wreath. Okay, this is how it ends up. You can't see a lot of the brown. Some people do it the opposite way. Some people put the greens down and then they put the stems, but I don't do it that way. I like to have something to go off of. And when I'm doing this, I'm kind of thinking about those grapevine wreaths. I guess they still used to go to the fairs, and gosh, they had, you know, tons of them. And you don't have to be, you know, perfect at this. Kind of think about where you want your design. You got to kind of, I like to bring some down through the center. And kind of lean back and kind of, you know, see if it's getting the overall feel that you want and that it's on center. Because I did one earlier that wasn't on center. It's easy to get caught up and then not, there we go. You think, oh, it's too far to this side. So I think that looks pretty good. See how easy that was? Easy peasy. Okay. Let me move it up just a little bit. There we go. Okay. So now, Chris, gotta let the dog out again. That dog, our dog goes out 100 times a day. He's almost about 14 and a half years old, and to say he's a pain in the hiney is an understatement. Okay, so I've got some green here. I don't want this to mix. I'm going to try to show you this. So I'm going to add a little more. So I added some avocado green. I added a little chartreuse. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow here. And these underglazes, they really do not dry out, but I actually want them to dry out a little bit. They will become more heavily pigmented. So I kind of like them to be, I'm going to add a little bit of white. I'm going to add just a touch of blue. I got to be careful that stupid brown doesn't get in there. I should have put this on a separate. Let me dump out this liquid brown. There we go. I just don't want it to get in my green. So I'm adding a bunch of different colors here because as I'm making my greenery, I don't want it all one color. Okay. Yesterday I made the mistake of adding brown. Do not add brown to your green because once you add brown, you cannot get it out. it just, I wanted it to darken the green a little bit, and yeah, I just wasn't liking that brown, so I just don't want to get that near there. What I did was I added a bunch of yellow and then added some blue to brighten it up. So there we go. Okay. So you can see all the different colors in there. There's blue, there's green. Because greenery is very blue. It's got a lot of blue in it. So, okay, I'm going to set this right here. I'm going to tilt this plate up so you can see. Let me push this tray back a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now, I think this is probably going to be my bottom. Excuse me. So this is easy, you know. Just got to decide. So this is a little bit darker here on this side. So I like to start out with the darker first, and then end up. I'm going to add a little bit more blue over here, and I'm going to add a little more yellow over here. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to start starting at the stem and just bringing that around. I may change brushes. This may be a fatter brush than what I want. These are just cheap brushes from Hobby Lobby. I go over there every once in a while, and they run a sale. And they discount. Well, plus they discount them. And you can get some really, like a lot of these brushes I paid $2, $3 for. So I'm just going to kind of follow this. And just kind of go around. So the story I was going to tell you earlier is I started to do pottery paint earlier in this morning. Well, I started too late. I did a lot last night, and I was going to share. I was going to do a video last night, but my gosh, before I knew it, it was like 7 o'clock, and I was seeing like cross-eyed. I couldn't see anymore. My eyes were getting all blurry from, you know, being, you know, too up close. I think this brush is too fat. I'm gonna get a smaller brush. Let's see. I want to get. This is the number 3, and it's still one of those Master's Touch from Hobby Lobby. Okay. There we go. Okay. I like that much better. Anyways, so yeah, after last night I had to take a break. I don't know, I just couldn't, my eyes are going buggy from looking so close. It's kind of like when you read a book for a long time and then you look up and everything's blurry. Yeah, that was driving me crazy, so I had to take a break. I was hoping to be glazing and load the kiln before I went to bed last night, but that, unfortunately, that didn't happen, and I should be loading the kiln by now, but I will definitely load the kiln before. As soon as I'm done here, I will be loading that kiln, but I wanted to get a few pieces in of the plates. It's nice to glaze things that are in different sizes, so that when you load in the kiln, you know, it loads kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. And remember, you can always come back over these and add some darkness again if you don't like it. Like I'm going to even add this stem back in here a little bit. Okay. But anyway, so when I started to glaze this morning, we, you know, I had the kitty cat. So we decided we were going to get the Christmas tree out early so that we could kind of get a feel for how the cats were going to be on the tree before we put the ornaments on. So we go to put it up. We have like a 9-foot Christmas tree. And it's a pre-lit tree. We've only had it like 5 years, I think. And half the tree didn't light. So if you've ever watched Clark Griswold on Christmas Vacation, that's what I felt like. So today, well, yesterday, I went to the store and I bought more lights. And then today, my son and I were cutting off the old lights, and oh my gosh, I had no, I mean, we're not done all the way. But I didn't want to spend another $300. I think that tree was pretty expensive. I didn't feel like going and spending $300 on a tree. So we decided, you know, and the tree's in good shape still. It's just, you know, the lights. It's a real pretty tree. But we decided we were going to save it. And so, oh my gosh, we spent several hours on 2 of the sections cutting off all the old lights. And we're not quite done yet, but I told my son, I said, I've wasted enough time with this tree. I gotta get in there and glaze. I gotta get moving. I don't know how I got this color on here. This little bit of black. I got some brown. We haven't had too good luck with Christmas trees. Well, this one's been pretty good for a while, but we, where I live, we don't have a garage or a basement. So it's kind of weird, but all our Christmas stuff, all our holiday stuff has to go in a shed. And so a few years ago, before we got this Christmas tree, we got our Christmas tree out from the shed. And we didn't, you know, we had just moved here and we didn't know any better. We always had a garage and a basement. And we get the tree out and, you know, we go to put it up and there is a huge, I guess it was a chipmunk nest. Oh my gosh, the tree stunk so bad. Oh my gosh. There was this huge nest in there with something had gotten in the shed, and they stripped all the stuffing out of our cushions for our outdoor furniture and just, you know, made a whole little bed for their youngins, I guess, so they could stay warm for the winter. So needless to say, we had to throw the whole thing out. That was another Clark Griswold moment, if you've ever seen that movie. My family loves that movie. They watch it probably 10 times for Christmas. some maybe more. So when we got this one out and half the lights didn't work, oh, very, very disconcerting. So this is kind of a, I hope you guys can see this. So this show that I'm doing this coming next Saturday, it's a really nice, it's a really nice show. It's local. It's actually right up the street from me, not too far. It's called the West Side Market. And it's on Harrison Avenue and Montana. And there's a West Side Brewing, real nice West Side Brewing place that opened up too, right by it. It's in the city of Cheviot. But it is, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it or not because it's outdoors and it's only supposed to be 45, I think. So I'll probably freeze my hiney off. Oh my goodness, I don't know. It's the same one that I do throughout the year. I've done, I guess, 3 of them so far. Okay, I'm looking at this and I really, I think I'm gonna make this the bottom. I think I'm gonna make that the bottom. So I want my strokes to go up now, both ways. And I'm gonna put I guess I'll put the bird there. So yeah, so I plan on buying hand warmers that you can heat up, put them in my pockets. I'm not much of a cold weather fan. I used to be when I was younger. I used to love to go ice skating and sled riding, and where we lived there was a farm behind us and we used to go back in the cow field and go sled riding. Then I'd go down to the park. The park had a big hill down at Miami Whitewater Park. That was fun. Now I'd probably break every bone in my body if I went sled riding. There we go. Does any of you guys have your tree up yet? We usually wait until the day after Thanksgiving, but like I said, with the kitty cats, we kind of wanted to see if they would bother it. And they've been, so far, knock on wood, but so far they've been good. They sit underneath of it and they look up in it and stuff, but so far they haven't climbed it. So that's good. I saw somewhere on Facebook where they put cinder blocks under the tree. So I thought, well, you know, if they do bother it, I could put some rocks on it. We're not going to put any breakable ornaments on it this year. My friend made me, over the years, she used to always make these ornaments, and she gave me a bunch of felt ornaments. And I just love them. They're so, I don't know, country-ish kind of. I don't like a real flashy tree. I like kind of a soft country tree. Like I do like the colored lights, but on our tree I like the white lights because I think, for me, colored lights kind of take away from all the ornaments. I think for me it makes the tree feel too busy. The white lights is a much softer look, you know, and I kind of like that. We do have colored lights on our house though. So I'm looking at this and trying to decide. I'm touching into some of the white and the yellow here. And I just want to add some. I'm taking some more white out of my tray. And I think I'm going to take a little bit more yellow. I want a lighter green. I want almost a chartreuse. Just to add some interest. I don't want them all the same color. There's a oolite. Get oolites in your glazes. There's little round balls that develop in glazes. They're called oolites. There's some glazes that get them really bad. The Western's doe skin. If you're looking for a nice, beautiful, kind of a satiny, glossy, creamy, white color, it is just beautiful. Western makes it. The same company that makes that rusty orange art that I love. It can develop oolites. So, and oolites do not burn out in the kiln. So if you you get them, you want to re-sieve. You want to re-sieve your glaze. Just run it through a sieve and just trying to work that color in there a little bit better. That brown stem. Let's see. So, and when this dries, one thing that's really important is I'm going to rub my hand over this when it's dry and just take off wherever there's a chunk of clay or glaze. It's really, well, underglazes are clay and pigment, so it really is clay. But wherever it's a little thick, I'm going to just kind of scrape it off, because when you put your clear on, it'll come through. It'll poke its head right through the clear, and you'll have a little dull spot, and you don't want that. So, okay, so I'm going to do let's see, I'm going to move this green out of the way. I think I have enough green on there. I think I have enough green on there. And of course I'm going to add the red berries too. So I'm going to move this green out of the way. I'm going to move this red in here. I've got red and white mixed together. So I'm going to add a little bit more red here. And I'm going to add some white. So you can see that's all I'm doing. I just add a little bit of red, a little bit of white, and I'll mix it together a little bit. I wonder if you could see more if I moved it back a little bit. I guess it's too late now. Too late now. Okay, so I'm going to do so I'm just using the red now, and I'm going to do my little birdie here. Make sure that I've got it in the center. I'm just going to kind of sketch him in here. So yeah, so we had wires all over the living room floor. It's unbelievable how well they attach those lights to those tree branches. My goodness. They were clipped on. Some of them were wrapped around the branch. Some of them were like clipped on. We had to make sure we got them all up pretty quick so the kitty cat. Oh, I ended up with that thick brush again, didn't I? Of course, that's okay with this. I'm going to steal some of this orange over here. I'm going to take a little bit of this yellow. And I've got a little bit of orange here, but I want it a little bit oranger. So I'm going to mix a little bit of yellow in here. Let me get a little bit more. Wipe my brush off. Stick it in this bright yellow. Sometimes if I'm going to be away from my paints for more than a month, I will just spray them with water just a little bit before I close the lid up. And that works perfectly fine. Like I said, if they dry out, you can just add a little bit of water to them and they'll be fine. So I'm going to add a little beak on here. There we go. And I'm going to take a touch of black. And whoa. Oh, looks like there's cat hair or something stuck on there. I'm going to give him an eyeball. Need a little more black. There we go. Now I'm going to wash my brush. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of this. Let's see if you can see that. There we go. A little bit of this red with a touch of white. I'm going to put the wing on, but I don't want to put the wing on and have it look the same color. So I'm going to highlight it with my black applicator bottle with the jet black Amaco Velvet underglaze in it. But put a little bit of white highlights here. I blended it in too well. Can't see it anymore. Sometimes it's hard to know when to stop. I think that's good enough. So like I said, anybody else had their tree up? Not like you're really going to answer me right now, but I'm one of those people where, I don't know, as soon as Christmas is over, it feels like it's over. I know some people I was raised Catholic. I know a lot of people say that the Three Kings aren't there yet. You're not supposed to take your tree down, but hey, they need to get faster transportation. I don't know. I'm making a mess out of this wing. I just should have stopped. Oh, goodness sakes. I don't know. I just wasn't happy with it, and there we go. I think that's better. Now I'm going to dip my paintbrush in black and put some little feet on him where he's sitting on a branch here. And these mimic my real red bird. I shouldn't say real, but my other red birds that I make. The big red birds that hang in the tree. Okay, so I've got him there, and let's see. So now I need some red berries. So I still had some of that black on my brush. I forgot, but that's okay. There we go. Okay. So let me see here. I think I'm gonna put a red berry here. And they usually come in threes. You don't have to do that. You can do it however you want to do it. I usually look for bare spots, spots that need some color. And I kind of try to even them out too a little bit. Let's see. I can't believe this coming Thursday is Thanksgiving already. It's really one of my favorite holidays. It's one of those nice holidays where the whole family gets together, and it's not all about presents. It's about just enjoying each other's company. And we used to all get together, my whole family. Now times are changing, and I think it just might be my husband, myself, and my son this year for Thanksgiving, which is kind of weird, but we'll see. Every time I turn around, our plans keep changing, so we could end up going somewhere, but I really don't mind. If we have Thanksgiving here, then I get all the leftovers. I love turkey and dressing. Oh my gosh. Oh. Although this year, if it's just my husband, and no one will eat dressing except me. My son and my husband won't. So I'll probably just get the box kind, but then I'll kind of add some stuff to it. Instead of mixing like water with it, I'll mix chicken broth or turkey broth or something like that. Okay, well, that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to go back. Some of these I want a little bit redder, a little more red. And then I think what I'm going to do is wipe my brush off here. I'm going to go back and touch some of that white. And then I'm just going to put some highlights on the berries. And next we'll put the star in there. Okay, so that's it so far. Let me move it back a little bit. I always want to put it up close, but really, there you can see a little better. So you can see all the colors and the greens. And then, you know, you can kind of look at the overall composition when you sit back and see what you need. So I'm going to put a star in there. And it looks like my yellow and orange has dried up, so I'm going to take another brush here. I'm going to add some of the soft yellow. Can't remember what that exact color was. I don't know if I have any more. And then I'm going to add a little bit of white. And I'm actually going to add a touch of this orange. Now, this is a custom orange. A while back when I was painting a bunch of handmade pumpkins, I needed a bunch of orange and I wanted all different colors. So these two are kind of a mixture for my pumpkins. I just painted one here. You can see this one I painted. You can't really tell, but until it's glaze fired, it's hard to tell. But it's kind of an orange with some brown in it, and then, believe it or not, this that looks gray is going to be green. So anyway, I had a couple leftover ones that I did. Oh my goodness, my arm in this when I did a video. Okay, so now I got to do this. Do my star. I think I'm just going to do one star on this one. So I'm just going to kind of, let me just sketch this out. I need one of those overhead cameras like the painters do. I don't know how they do that though. They must have a big arm that comes over their head or something. I like my stars when they're just a little bit wonky. Some people would say organic. I don't like when they're, you know, perfect, I guess you could say. I think it's kind of a more country-ish look or whimsical. I keep ending up with this big brush. I keep forgetting to put it down. I really just wanted it to, here we go. I really just wanted it to add some glaze, some underglaze onto here. Yep, I need a little bit more. I want this a little bit more yellow here. It's a little. I like to add some of the orange, but not right away. Oh, that's bright yellow. Well, I'll just mix it up. If you ever open up your underglazes and they smell really bad, and they're growing like this bright yellow, it'll turn black underneath. You just add just a little bit of bleach to it. It doesn't affect the color, and it gets rid of that smell. So when you're doing a star, no matter how wonky it is, you kind of just line up when you're, you know, look at these lines and just see that they line up. Then you know you're not going too wonky. Yeah, this show coming up next weekend is my last show of the year. I was going to be in one at our country club. Not that I belong to it. But it's a local country club that I do a show at once in a while. And then I realized that I have a pottery class in the morning, and then I have 9 5-year-olds in the afternoon that I got to teach pottery to. We're doing hand building, and so I knew that wouldn't leave me enough time to get to the country club for their last show. I think that was going to be December, I want to say 6th. So anyway, so after this next show, next weekend, I'm going to take whatever I have left over and I'm going to list it on my Etsy site, and I'm going to set it up in my, I'm adding a little bit of white here, just to add some brightness there. I'm going to set up my horse trailer that I use as a little pottery retail shop, and then I'll do a walkthrough of it for you guys, and you guys can see what I have and see if anybody's interested in it. I see a little clay booger there. I don't know. I'm just going to get that one out right now. Right now. The cats have been quiet today. Millie and Molly. Millie usually sleeps in a box right here. She sleeps in an old clay box I have up on the slab roller. I guess they're too interested in the Christmas tree and what else is going on. It's really dark out there now. You can kind of see our Christmas lights in the back, but, well, at the beginning of the video probably. Okay, so there is the star. And now on the one, I have a bow up there. I think I will do a bow. So I'm going to get out, let's see, let's bring this back here. Use this red and white that I have left over. And mix up some of this. And let's put a bow in here. This one's going to be a closed bow, whereas that one you can see through the loops. This one I'm not going to, since it's smaller, I don't think I want a real giant one here. I love painting with the Underglazes. It reminds me of painting with watercolors or acrylics. Which, you know, it's just so different than glazing with regular glazes, because, you know, you get that instant gratification. I got a clay booger here I gotta get out. There we go. There we go. Okay, so, but yeah, that's, I mean, you know, it's pretty much what you see is what you get. I will have a kiln opening. This won't be cool enough until Tuesday. So hopefully I'll have time to do a kiln opening. And okay, so I think that is good for now. And I have to do the black liner now. So let me push this out of the way, that other color. So I'm just going to go over these. I'm going to go around and just kind of brush off wherever I see, my hair's getting in the way, wherever I see like a thick, kind of a thick blob, I call them, they're glazed boogers. I was teaching class the other day and I kept calling I don't know, when you're scraping through wet clay and you get those little chunks of clay, I've always called them clay boogers. And one of the ladies, she said, I think you should call it something different besides boogers. I don't know. I grew up with 4 brothers. We say it like it is. It's just, there was no pink dresses and Barbie dolls, and I did have one baby doll, but they ripped the arm off of that. I think I still have it. Okay. Yeah. None of my I think I did have one Barbie. I don't know if it was a real Barbie, but it once it got its hair cut, I gave it a haircut, and I did make some clothes for it though. I used to sew a lot, and even when I was 10, 12 years old, I always had a sewing machine, and I would make little dresses for them. I don't think they were real Barbies. I don't think we had enough money for that. Oh, I forgot to put the 2 little things that hang down. Hold your horses, Lisa. Hold your horses here. See what happens when you get talking, but when you sit back, you're like, something's not right. It's getting near supper time. It must be getting near supper time. I'm getting hungry. Hopefully, we'll probably go out and get a bucket of chicken. That or Skyline. We like Skyline here in Cincinnati. Skyline chili. Here in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's been a warm... We used to get a lot of snow here, but we don't get the snow anymore too much. Of course, I'm probably jinxing myself now that I say that, but I do like a good snow. I just hate the freezing rain. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's better. There you go. So you can kind of see the bow and the berries. So now, of course, I have to outline it with black because that's what I do. As much as I try not to do it, it's so hard for me not to do that. So this is a Xiem applicator bottle, Xiem. I really like their products. This is the large one. I have big hands. I always say I have my dad's hands. They have a red one that's smaller. But this is a number 20 tip, the yellow one. It has Amaco jet black underglaze in it. And I add just a touch of water to it. So I tell everybody, if you turn it upside down and it runs out or drips, you've added too much water. But if you don't add any water at all, it clogs up really easy. So there's a very, sweet spot of water that you add. So I have an old paper towel next to me, and I'm constantly, if you see me move my hand over, to clean out, because sometimes, now a lot of people would bisque this again, and then put the black underglaze on once it's been bisqued again, and then this is all solid. I don't do that. I'm just going to put the black on. And then some people put the black on and then they biscuit and then you put the clear. But I don't do that. I'm going to, this is bisqueware with the underglaze on it. I'm going to add the black liner on it. I'm going to let it dry. Then I'm going to add a clear to it, HF9 Amaco clear. I think that's what I'm using right now. Let's see here. Oh no, this time I bought Mako. I bought a gallon of the Mako. That's not very nice too. Mako zinc free clear. This is the SW004. This is about, that is about $20 cheaper for a gallon than Amaco. Sorry, Amaco, but very expensive on that. So, okay, so I'm going to just do a nice outline. Got the birdie. So now I'm going to do the berries. And it's coming out a little bit thinner than what I like. You can tell the thickness of the black. It's thicker than what I want it to be. And what's weird is that it was perfectly fine when I used it the other day. But for some reason, you know, maybe it's settled out and now I'm left with the part with the more water. Okay, and I'm going to do the star. You always want to pull it away from you. Okay, and then I'm going to do the bow. I'm going to try to do it so you guys can see it. It's hard to do it. For me, it's upside down. Okay, and now do the greenery. I think the greenery is the easiest part here. And you're not going to want to do every one. It would be, let me squeeze out some, clean out my nozzle. It would be way too dark. You'd have black lines. So I just kind of do a few. Just so you can see which direction they're going in. And it really does add a lot to it. Oh, there's some berries I missed. So whenever you get clogged out, just squeeze it out on this paper towel to clean your nozzle out. Sometimes I have a sponge there. That works great too. There we go. See, it's getting a little muddy down here. I need to move on. Don't add too much. Because at this point, you cannot take that black off. You just have to go with the flow. I sure hope I sell all these. I don't want to have to store them until next year. I don't have much room to store things. Okay, I think I am done. Yeah, that looks good. What do you think? So now I don't know if it's dry enough already. It dries pretty fast. Let's see here. I always add a little bit of water to my clear. This is my clear that I put in here. I don't like it to go on quite as thick because I'll probably just put one coat. Sometimes I put two, but if it goes on thick, I just do one. So just make sure that the plate is clean. Make sure it's clean. Make sure I don't have my fingerprints on here anywhere. Before I put that clear on there, let me just double check, make sure I didn't miss anything. Sometimes I get to talking, and then one of you guys, I know, wrote in one time and said, you missed a spot. Like I missed outlining something. And they were right, I did. I'm blowing on it, trying to dry it out. Trying to dry it. Well, I can do the other one, though. Let me set this one aside. This one's not quite dry, but this one is. So I'll show you how I apply my clear. Okay? So first, I turn it over, and I always do the back side first. And this is a Amaco. I found some more. They had, I don't know if you can see this. It's a Amaco number 8 soft fan brush. Amaco 8 soft fan. It's the CB 618. So this gets really fluffy, okay? And you don't want the ones that have 10 horsehairs in there or whatever. I hope they're not real horsehairs, but see how fat that is? Look at that. You want to get a lot of glaze. I see so many people go to put a clear coat on, and they use this little tiny brush, or they use a real thin brush. Get a lot on there. Dip it down in there and get a lot on there. Because you don't want to be, scrubbing it on. Look at that. You want it to go on nice and smooth. See how nice and smooth that just glides on there. See how nice that goes on? This is in my book, this is the only way to add a clear glaze over anything. I've got like 5 of these brushes. Every time I go out to our local clay supplier, I buy more. In fact, they ran out, and I told them they needed to get some more in, because I bought some for my friends in pottery because they couldn't find them. But look at that. It just glides on there. My dog Archie barking. He wants to go see his daddy. Not its real daddy. He wants to go see my husband, who gives him treats all the time. That's why he barks at him all the time, because he wants treats. He's so spoiled rotten, it's terrible. We ruined him. Okay, so I'm going to dip this glaze in here, and I just painted this last night. Or no, this one. This one I just finished a couple hours ago, right before this one. So look, I'm going to get a lot of glaze on here. So it's just like dripping off. And I'm just going to gently just go around. I'm not scrubbing the glaze on. I'm just really brushing on very gently and then smoothing it out. So I'm really almost probably putting 2 coats on right here. But this Amaco Zinc Free Clear and the Amaco HF9, I've never had them turn cloudy on me. I'm sure if you use them on dark clay and... Okay, so put it on and just let it go. Don't keep going back over, rubbing it over. Now I'm going to get the edges. Always make sure you get the edges of your plate really well. It's easy to forget those. But, you know, if people are going to be putting these in the dishwasher, you don't want, you know, you want a nice, good clear coat on the edges, because they'll be setting them on the edge in the dishwasher. Okay, so now I'm looking at this. I'm going to let this dry. I do have... I can see 2 little green bumps here. Oh, this one I can get off probably. I think it's okay. Maybe it's okay. Just a couple little green dots here. I might get them out now. I forgot to rub my hand over this one. You can do it after the clear's dry, but okay, so now I'm going to go back over that. There you go. There we go. So I will go back over this one more coat, but that's how you put it on. Like I said, now you don't want to go back and put this on, put another coat on until this is completely dry. Otherwise, this first coat of clear here will have moistened the glaze underneath. So if you went back over here now, you would definitely smear it. But you don't want to do that. So put one heavy coat on, let it dry, put another one on, and you're done. So those will go in the kiln. So you'll see those in the next kiln unloading. And so I will post, well, I'm going to post this video. You'll see this, hopefully, today's Sunday? Today's Sunday. You'll see this Sunday night, and that's when I did this one. And then you'll see the kiln unloading, probably Tuesday. But thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please hit like and hit subscribe or share it. The hitting the like button does help the algorithms, I guess. All these things are getting, these companies are getting more controlling over our videos, and they're putting ads in there that aren't skippable. They should all be, I always have them all skippable so you don't have to watch them. But, so I'm not sure, there's some changes coming, and, you know, like, well, like they're getting more controlling of who sees what. It's not as easy as it used to be. But anyway, have a great day. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, let me know. And if I don't see you in the next video, have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks.